Right, Matthew, all the way to the line now.
By my hair, it was a lot more windier than I expected. And the official result is in 17 minutes and 3 seconds.
Come Matthew, big finish!
The official results have came through and I got a time of 33 minutes 41 seconds. Another stat for you, I also absolutely obliterated my 5k VB by over 29 seconds, a new PB of 16 minutes 32 seconds. Another stat for you, I also absolutely obliterated
my 5k VB.
Alright guys, so it is January the 1st, New Year's Day, and we entered the new year in a very interesting position with some unfinished business which we need to complete. What I mean by this is that I got my 5k PB during the 10k at the Brighton 10k, a time of 16 minutes 32 seconds, and whilst that is impressive, that means it does not count as an official 5k PB, and if you were to check any website, my PB still remains at 17 minutes 2 seconds. So that leaves me in a situation where I've technically gone sub 17, but officially I haven't. And well, the goal today is to finally do that and to finally go sub 17 officially. So today we're going back to a place which I'm all too familiar with, where I've had many 5k PB attempts before, and that is Felixstowe Parkrun. It is a fast course, completely flat, all on concrete, perfect for PB. But the most important thing which you need to do, which I've learnt from in the past, is to check the weather conditions. And as you can see by my hair, it was a lot more windier than I expected. So looking on the Met Office, it looks like we have a little chance of rain. 20% chance, I will take those odds. But looking at the temperature, it is slightly on the colder side. But some people do say you run your best times when it's cold. But we just need to make sure, therefore, to get ourselves warm. So the temperature is not ideal, maybe a bit on the colder side, but you know what, we can live with that. But the main thing which we need to be concerned about is the wind. So it does look like we'll have a bit of wind present with us today. But that means the tactic which we'll be doing is the positive split, because at the Felixstowe Parkrun, you start off going in the wind, but you go around the first turnaround point and then you have the wind behind you, and that's when we've got to make up the time. And then it's in the final kilometer where you go through the second turn point where you go back into the wind. So whilst this is not ideal, the tactic which we'll do this morning is to go fast in the non-windy areas and then hang on for dear life in the windy areas. But because of the wind, that is the reason why we're not going to go and try and beat 16 minutes 32 seconds today, and to try and do what I've been doing for a long time now, and just to go sub 17. Okay, so one final thing which I'd like to talk about this morning before we head down to Felixstowe is the shoe choice, because this morning we're going with the Nike Street Fly 2, which I've never done a hard effort 5k in this morning. They're a relatively new addition to my collection, and the reason we're using the Street Fly 2 is, well, it's got the carbon plate, which is good to know, and also it is very lightweight, it is very fast and aggressive, so hopefully it'll give me those extra few seconds which I need to go sub 17. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to head down to Felixstowe now. But if you do enjoy the content you see on the screen, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And with that being said, let's head down to Felixstowe. Alright guys, so we've arrived at Felixstowe. I've just done a 2-kilometer warm up, and while the wind, it isn't as bad as what it was last time when I tried to go sub 17. I think the main thing is it is very cold, but the wind gusts, they're not as strong, so hopefully that is a good sign.
A few moments later.
Make your way to the final.
Is that on?
Yes.
No.
Is this flashing red?
It is, yeah.
Alright, we are recording. You're right. I've got the Insta360 on.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Lights out and away we go. One goal is clear, goes sub 17 minutes. Anything below 17 minutes I'll be delighted. Anything above 17 minutes, well, I won't be as happy. The tactic is clear, positive split, and this will be a real test of my mental resilience. I've wanted this sub 17 5k for a very long time now, and well, I do not want this conquest to loom any further into 2026. So with that being said, I'm going to lock in and let's roll the montage. The first kilometer is always going to be the easiest of the 5k, and I come through with a time of 3 minutes and 16 seconds. I need to be averaging 3 minutes and 24 seconds per kilometer if I want to stay under 17 minutes. And with the positive split, that means things will only be getting slow from here on in. But I need to make sure I maintain a good form, I keep my arms pumping, I keep looking forward, I keep myself straight, and I don't make my arms go sloppy. Because when you start to lose your form, that is when your pace starts to slip. But currently I'm feeling great. I've had the perfect start to the parkrun. I'm where I want to be, and the street fights, they feel very bouncy, and at the moment I'm feeling very good. And going around the turnaround point, I know that this will not be a solo effort, and I have got a good pack which is sticking right onto me. I quite like to have a little bit of friendly competition because it can push you onwards, it can push you to run faster, and it can push you just about to get the PB which you want. Another thing to add about when going around this turnaround point, this means the wind is now officially behind us. That means I've now got to be locked in and bank the time for when we will be back in the windy sections. Heading back towards the pier, which is the official halfway mark, I am now about to buzz for my second kilometer over a time of 3 minutes 18 seconds. Now I'm very happy with that, and I will take that all day long. Very consistent, and I'm still feeling very good at the moment. But that does not mean we get comfortable, because I'm only just within that PB pace, so I need to make sure I keep on grinding out those kilometers. Now I thought I'd quickly mention this and not turn a blind eye to it, because well, it is pretty hard not to, because as you can see the screen, there is an awfully high proportion of cloud cover which you can currently see. And well, whilst I'm running 5k, I have no idea what the camera is picking up, so I have no idea this is what the camera angle looks like. Naturally, the camera angle looks fine, and the footage has never looked like this before, so I had no intentions to put my camera hat down. And well, if I knew this is what the footage looked like, I definitely would have put my cap down. The reason why the camera angle looks like this, I am not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Maybe the strap to my hat was not done up enough, and there was a bit of movement which allowed for my camera to jolt up a bit. Well, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's the speed which I'm running up which contributed to this dodgy camera angle, or maybe my run form was starting to go and I started to lean back slightly. But then during the parkrun, I did not feel that way, and I felt that my form was actually pretty good and I was leaning straight forward. But either way, there's not much I can do about it, so I guess we're just gonna have to live with it. As we run past the pier, in my head I'd like to say this is the halfway point of the parkrun. This is where we now enter the business end of the parkrun, the make or break between whether or not we get that 5k PB or not. And here we go, hitting the 3 kilometer mark with just a junior parkrun left to go, a time of 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Another very consistent split, and I will take that all day long. Approaching the Spa Pavilion, I feel like I'm in a great position. I know I'm still within that PB pace, and I am currently well within that sub 17 time. And whilst I'm still maintaining the pace, it is becoming a very big mental battle for me now. I can tell you now, I hurt a lot, and I'm pushing myself to my absolute limits. I can tell you now, I feel like I have sprinted this entire 5k and I could have not gone any faster even if I wanted to. But all I need to do is think about that finish line and how happy I will be if I walk away with that sub 17. Come on Matthew, hang in there buddy. Okay, here we are approaching the 4th kilometer, 1 kilometer left to go. We buzzed in with a time of 3 minutes 21 seconds, still below that PB pace. We are past the second turnaround point now, which means we're on the home stretch and back into the wind. But a nice change is now we have a little bit of company in front of me. I'm now in second and I'm going to try and stick to the guy in first like glue. You know what, it's quite nice to have a little bit of company because that wind, it's cold. It's freezing and it is not ideal to have with you when you're trying to go sub 17 minutes in the 5k. Another thing to note, as we are now heading towards the pier, we are now running past runners who are also in the parkrun. And those little shouts of motivation this morning were absolutely incredible and it boosted my morale and it kept me motivated to push from right on to the very end. Another thing I'd like to say is a big thank you to all the marshals and all the volunteers who are out here at the Felixstowe parkrun this morning. Parkrun quite simply would not go ahead if they did not have the sufficient amount of marshals, so thank you to anybody who volunteered this morning. Your work is very much appreciated, especially this morning standing around in the freezing cold. I apologise once again for the dodgy camera angle, but we are now putting in a little bit of a surge in the final few hundred metres because every single second matters. Come on Matthew, keep on pumping those arms until you're across the finish line. I am in absolute pain, absolute agony right now, but it will all be worth it because I can smell that PB.
Keep moving, my love. Keep moving. Don't seize up.
Yes guys, we did it. We did it.
And that there is the look of a man who's just run a PB. Alright guys, so we're back home now and the official results have came through and I got time of 16 minutes 39 seconds, which is a 23-second PB. Now I am very happy with that because we've had a lot of sub 17 PB attempts, and after all those attempts it shows that the training does pay off because we've stayed consistent, we haven't given up, and finally we've been rewarded with the sub 17 PB. I mean, what a way to start 2026 because the conditions today, they were not perfect to say the least. The wind, it has been worse, but it definitely has been better. I think the worst part of it was just how cold it was. But looking towards the future, there is definitely room for improvement because on a perfect day, we need to go and get that unofficial PB of 16:32 because to have ran your PB during a 10k, it definitely shows that you can go faster. So whilst I'm very happy with my time today, we still have not finished this 5k journey, and I will be back in the near future to try and take that PB down to an even lower time. But in the meantime, I will celebrate today's result, because that sub 17 5k PB, I've been waiting for that for a long time, so I'm very, very happy to have finally got it. If you guys do enjoy the content you see on the screen, and you're looking forward to seeing me trying to bring down that PB even lower, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.